Displaying and managing events can be a very important function your clients are going to want, and there's a lot of ways to handle this in WordPress. I'm going to look at some of the key plugins for that and show you how they work. But let me talk about first the different types of event management plugins. I've broken them down into three main groups here. There are calendars, that's for displaying event information. Then there are registration plugins that are strictly related to registering people for events, either free or paid, doesn't matter. And then there's appointment booking. Now these last two I'm not going to cover in a lot of detail, but I want to say a little bit about them. With event registration, of course, there are standalone plugins. They're part of WordPress. They do the information holding right in the WordPress database. Then there are third-party integrators, like Eventbrite. If you use them, it's pretty easy to integrate Eventbrite anyway, and you might want to do it in a template for your clients. But if you want to keep it very, very simple for them, these plugins can be very handy. Same with booking. There are standalone integrated with WordPress plugins like Booking Calendar, and it gets pretty sophisticated, but that can mean a lot of bloat for your WordPress installation. You may want to again hand this off to a third party, like Appointee, or one of the many paid services there are online. You can integrate these with your WordPress site quite easily. All right, so what do we want to see in an events calendar plugin? Well, ease of displaying events in many different ways. That's very important. Can you have little mini calendars on the sidebar? Can you have large calendars on the full page? Can you have lists? Can you show past events, for example? Can you show all kinds of different formats, even individual events? Then you want to be able to handle recurring events easily. You want to be able to add images and PDFs to the description of the event. Give as much information as you possibly can. How easy is that to do? How easy is it to map things? You want to keep it really simple for your client to enter. Categorizing events. This can become very important when you've got a lot of events or you've got different areas of the website that need to be distinguished, different events for different areas. Multiple users. Can many different people contribute to the events calendar, including the public? That can be a very important factor for your client too. Can people submit potential events and then the client vets them or edits them before making them go live? Locations management. This is one that people forget about sometimes, but it's very important because if you just let users enter their own information about it, they'll quite often misspell a location, so you'll end up with 5 different variations of the same location. A locations management tool allows you to give a list from which to choose and to which people can add, of course, but once something's been added to the list, it automatically comes up for them and you control all of that. All right, top plugins for this kind of event calendar situation: Events Manager, My Calendar, Calendar, and the Events Calendar. I'm trying to give you the exact names as they appear in the plugins directory because it's easier to look up that way. I'm going to take a look at this one here, Events Manager, because it's one of the more sophisticated ones on the market. So let's take a look at that. Oh, one thing I should mention first, there are third-party calendars, of course, like Google Calendar or iCal or anything like that. There are some plugins that will make that integration very easy for you. Again, it's not that hard to integrate Google Calendar, for example, into any website, but this just makes it very, very simple, especially if your client's wanting to handle it. All right, let's look at an installation of Events Manager. You'll see on the side here they've got quite a large section here for all the different elements you can do. This also includes bookings, by the way. This is not paid registrations, but at least you can get free bookings and keep track of them. If you've only got 10 spots for the event, you can keep track of how many are available and so forth. When you go to edit an event or add a new event, you'll see there's lots of choices here, and you can enter again the location. This will come up automatically as you start entering it. If it's already in the system, it comes up automatically. Easy integration with maps. There's your ability to add all the details. It's basically like entering a post, really. You can upload, insert information and so forth. Create an image just for the event, so when you're displaying it in a list, show an image for it. Enable registration. That can be on a per event basis and so on. Very, very powerful, able to categorize here. You can have special contact person information. Very, very sophisticated plugin. So it shows you the sorts of things you can do with event management plugins to make things a lot easier for your clients.